This is insane. Imagine this. A single moment in 1871 changed the fate of the entire world. When the German states finally united under one flag, it wasn't just a national triumph. It was the birth of a giant. A new superpower had emerged in the heart of Europe. Strong, ambitious, and dangerously efficient. But with that birth came fear. The British Empire grew nervous. France was humiliated. Russia grew cautious. And the world? The world began to shift in ways no one could have imagined. This is the untold story of Germany's unification and how the world reacted. For centuries, the German lands were a puzzle. Dozens of kingdoms, duchies, and tiny states, all speaking the same language but flying different flags. But in the 1800s, one man decided to change that forever: Otto von Bismarck. A master strategist. A man who didn't believe in speeches or dreams, only in iron and blood. Through war and cunning diplomacy, Bismarck united the German states under Prussia's leadership. And in 1871, inside the glittering Hall of Mirrors at Versailles, Germany was born, right in the palace of its greatest enemy, France. It was more than just a declaration. It was an insult carved into history. And the world took notice. Within a few short years, the new German Empire industrialized faster than any other nation in Europe. Factories roared, railways expanded, armies grew. By the 1890s, Germany rivaled Britain in industry and France in military might. A sleeping continent had awakened, and Europe would never be the same. Britain, once unchallenged on the seas, began to panic. A united Germany meant competition in trade, in technology, and in global influence. France, still wounded from its humiliating defeat in the Franco-Prussian War, swore revenge. Russia watched carefully, uncertain whether to be friend or foe. Across Europe, alliances began to form, webs of loyalty and suspicion. Bismarck's genius diplomacy kept Germany surrounded by allies for a while. But after his dismissal, everything changed. Europe divided into two camps. The Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. And the Triple Entente, Britain, France, and Russia. It was like watching a storm gather slowly, thunder in the distance, waiting to strike. And when it finally did, it would be called the First World War. Germany's unification didn't just reshape Europe. It reshaped the world. Every empire, from Britain to Japan, raced to industrialize, modernize, and militarize. Colonial competition exploded. The scramble for Africa turned continents into battlegrounds for European ambition. And at the center of it all stood Germany, young, hungry, and powerful. The world was no longer ruled by one empire. It was ruled by rivalry. Nationalism, once a symbol of unity, became a weapon. Each nation believed it was destined to rule. Each army trained for a war no one thought would actually happen. Until one day, it did. From 1871 came a chain reaction that shook the next century. World War I erupted from old rivalries and secret alliances. World War II rose from the ashes of humiliation and revenge. And by the mid-20th century, the same Germany that once unified the continent found itself divided, east and west, trapped between two global powers, the US and the Soviet Union. The unification that once made Germany powerful was also the curse that tore it apart. But history came full circle in 1990, when Germany unified once again, this time not through war, but through hope. The Berlin Wall fell, the nation healed, and a century of division finally ended. Germany's unification wasn't just about a country becoming stronger. It was about how the world reacts when power shifts too fast. From Bismarck's empire to the Berlin Wall, the same story repeats. When one power rises, others tremble. And sometimes, the fear of change becomes more dangerous than change itself. So next time you look at modern Europe, peaceful, prosperous, united, remember this. It all began with one empire, one man, and one moment. In 1871,